Hey guys, it's Candy. I am following up on my week 14 post-op update. For whatever reason, that video was like 13 minutes long, and when I uploaded it, only 5 minutes uploaded. I don't know what happened. Seriously, sometimes I think YouTube is too technologically advanced for me because I can't seem to figure it out. So I think where I left off with my other video where it cut off was the nsvs that I had this week while camping. So I took my kids camping, me, Jazz, the 3 kids, in a tent for 3 days. It was interesting to say the least. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of nice to just be unplugged for 3 days. We let the kids bring their Kindles, but they were only allowed to use them in the car on the drive there because the drive was like 2 hours long, and our car rides are that out of a horror scene. They're so bad. Our car rides are terrible. It's 3 kids shoved into a vehicle, fighting the entire time. So we said, okay, bring your Kindles, bring your headphones. But once we got to the campsite, they weren't allowed to have them until we were in the tent for the night, ready to go to bed. So that worked out really well. Jazz and I didn't have our cell phones on this weekend. It worked really well. It was nice to just not have any distractions for the 3 days too, and just like lots and lots of quality family time shoved into 3 days. Anyways, I had some really great nsvs this week. So the first one is that Hunter wanted to play basketball. Now, mind you, I cannot play basketball for the life of me. Hunter also cannot play basketball for the life of him. But he likes to randomly go out and shoot around. And so we we stayed at Holiday World, which is here in Indiana, and it has a big campground, like right next door to it. So we went, and the campground has like tons of stuff to do. They have like putt-putt and paddle boat and basketball and volleyball and all of the things, and a water park there at the campground. So we went to play basketball, and these 2 kids came up. They were probably between, Hunter's 10, they're probably between the ages of 9 and 12. They were way smaller than Hunter, but that never means anything. They seemed older. Anyways, they asked us if we wanted to play a game. And I was like, well, sure. I was like, but we're not any good. And they were like, oh, that's cool. They were like, we play on the travel team. And I was like, oh, great. We were only playing to 14, but I felt like we played forever. And so we were starting to catch up with them, and so they finally just started, like, basically just running circles around us. They were, like, running back and forth, and the kid was like, run, pose, pig, blah, blah, I don't know, throwing out all these basketball terms. I don't know what the fuck they mean. And he goes, let's just wear them out. And poor Hunter was like, I was like, oh, bud. And so Olivia, being the fucking smartass that she is, she's sitting under the goal, and she's like, you're not going to wear my mom out. She's like, my mom doesn't wear out. She's like, you can try, but it's not going to work. She's like, nothing wears my mom out. And then she was like, you might be able to wear out my brother. And poor Hunter's like, got a side splint. He's over in the corner. He's like getting ready to puke. I was like, it's all right, bud. So I finally told Hunter, like, the only thing you have to do is stay between the ball and the goal. That's it. You don't have to chase him around. He was like, oh. There you go. So anyways, that was a really cool NSV for the simple fact that that my kids get to, like, they see it. You know what I mean? Like, they see me out. They see me doing things. The fact that Olivia's like, you can't wear my mom out, that's so awesome. Not because it's a conversation I've had with her, or because I'm like, oh, I'm working out more and I'm doing these things more, and, like, I'm talking about it at all, really. But it's just the fact that she sees it. Like, I'm setting the example, which honestly could be like the biggest NSV I've had so far. I thought that was really cool, and it made me feel really proud of what I'm doing and really proud of how I'm doing it. And the fact that it's become like a family thing now and not just me is really cool, and it's good. It's good. It makes me feel good about the family and like where we're at and what we're doing with our health and the nutrition, and it's just awesome. It made me feel really great. Another NSV I had was that I was in a bathing suit most of the time I was there. Because, like I said, there was a water park at the campground, and then we went to the amusement park one day, which we were at the water park most of the day that day. And I just felt really comfortable. There were a couple, like, times, like, at one point Hunter was like, why are your legs so jiggly, Mom? And I was like, you know what, Hunter? I was like, you leave my legs alone. And I was like, they're muscly. And he was like, Jasmine's legs don't jiggle. Of course they don't. No, of course not. So I was just like, like there were like a few like momentary lapses of self-confidence. But for the most part, I felt really good. And not to say like I was like, I feel so great right now. Look at me. I look so good. But I just didn't think about it. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't walking through the water park like, oh God, people are staring at me, or oh God, like, is there something hanging out? Or I just felt comfortable. Comfortable is a good word, because I felt comfortable and I felt kind of at peace in my body walking around, which is a huge NSV. Like the public pool for me has always been kind of a fucking nightmare. Like, and I say that going back all the way back to childhood. Like when I was growing up in the 80s, people didn't just have pools at their house. So you wanted to go swimming, you went to a public pool. That was like an absolute, like, I hated going to the public pool. I absolutely despised it. My sister loved it. So my parents, like, that was like back in the day whenever your parents drop you off at the pool, you're there for like 8 hours and then they come pick you up at night. That doesn't really happen so much anymore, I don't think. But back then it was really normal and everybody did it all summer long. And I absolutely hated it. And then, so like I remember getting in the pool. I remember as a kid, and I mean a kid like 7 all the way up through like high school, I would wrap my towel around me. I would walk to the edge of the pool. I would drop my towel right there at the edge of the pool, and I would get in the water. And then my sister would come get my towel for me, and she would take it back over to our chairs. And when I was ready to get out of the pool, she would bring the towel back over to me at the ladder. I would climb out of the ladder and wrap the towel around me. And that's how I went to the pool. And I remember just like that, like 5 seconds of paralyzed fear that somebody was going to see me in my bathing suit. It was horrible. Looking back now, I'm like, why would I ever go to the pool? It was terrible, and I hated it. And I remember my sister, if we were fighting and the whistle blew, like, the whistle would blow a couple times throughout the day, you'd have to take like a 15-minute break. If we were fighting, she'd be like, I'm not getting your towel. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I would do like whatever she wanted me to do, because God forbid I have to walk from the ladder all the way across the concrete to my chair to wrap a towel around me. That is just like how absolutely self-conscious I was, which is so sad. Like, I don't even know where that came from. Like, but as I lost weight, I lost weight as an adult. Once I lost that weight, I started feeling really comfortable being at a pool. And then even after I gained the weight, I never did get that self-conscious at the pool anymore. So even at 250, yeah, I thought about it, and it was more of me like putting myself down, like, I look really terrible in a bathing suit, I need to lose weight, I need to get in shape, yada, yada, yada. But it was never like, I'm going to not go swimming because I'm heavy, because I don't want to be seen at the pool. So like the first time I lost weight, I was like 25, and so the first time that happened, it's like at that point that stopped being an issue for me in my life anymore, and I was just like, who cares? Like, it's fine, I don't care. So the pool is not like is no longer a paralyzing fear of mine, but to go to the pool and just be totally comfortable and not really think about it all day long, it was a huge NSV. Like, I felt really good about that. So that was a couple of good NSVs. Oh my God. Okay, I kind of have another one. So Jazz said something to me the other day, and she was like, is it mean of me to say it's easier to have sex now? And I was like, no. And I remember being like kind of embarrassed, but kind of like, oh, that's cool. And she was like, it's just easier, like, in different positions now, because like I can get to everything. And I was like, so I'm gonna chalk that up as an NSV. Woo! Go sex. But yeah, apparently that was maybe an issue that she didn't realize before. I didn't realize it. She didn't realize it, but it apparently was. So that's another NSV. So I've had all kinds of great NSVs this week. The food is much better. I think I maybe mentioned that in the first half of my video. I don't even remember now. I'm just kind of rambling. This is ridiculous. Sarah posted, Less of Sarah made a video on a set of Revelation. I think it was the title of her video, a recent one that she just made, and talked about vulnerability and people being vulnerable, and like that was one of the things that you almost have to be to get to where you need to be in this weight loss journey, and really just in life in general, I think. But I had posted back that vulnerability is really one of the things that I struggle with the most in life. It's not something that comes easily for me. I think I've mentioned that early on in my early videos, that I don't like to talk about feelings. I don't like to, I just don't. I don't like it. I still don't like it. My biggest achievement in life will be to feel something, express that feeling, talk about that feeling with the person that I'm actually feeling it with, because it's like it never happens like that. Like I'll get upset about something and then I get angry at somebody else that had nothing to do with the situation that was happening, and it's just like it's rough. Speaking of which, I totally just set up an appointment, or just got a hold of the only lady in our city that deals with eating disorders and weight loss issues. She's a therapist. And I contacted her months ago. I actually contacted her 2 weeks before I had surgery, and she was totally full. Well, I live in a college town, so in the summer, like, everybody leaves, and it's like in August, then we got all these new people in, and like literally half of our city's population is the people who come from the campus, so, or from the university. So, anyways, I sent her another email yesterday saying, hey, was wondering if you were accepting new patients. It's summertime. I know that most of our clients probably leave. Do you have any openings? And she sent me one back today and said, yes, I do. And so we're setting up an appointment now, which is awesome. I had looked into talking to other people. The problem with this is that every therapist that like my friends suggested, or like my son's therapist suggested, they don't specialize in any kind of eating disorders or any kind of weight loss. And people don't know I've had weight loss surgery, so without me saying, oh, I've had weight loss surgery and I need someone to be to be specialized in weight loss or eating disorders or something to that effect, without me being able to say that, they kept kind of giving me people who didn't. So she's actually the only one that I found that has anything to do with eating disorders and weight loss. So I'm excited about that. That's good. I'm hoping that with that will come some of the things that I need to just deal with emotionally, I think. I'm hoping that with that therapy over a very long period of time, I'm sure, will give me maybe some closure or some answers even, because I feel as well as I'm doing physically, and as well as I'm doing with my eating now, and with the exercise and all of that stuff, I feel like I haven't really dealt a lot with the emotional stuff. Just because I don't. I grew up in a family where you swept everything under the rug. You know what I mean? Like, I come from the family that your husband sleeps with someone else, no big deal. Sweep it under the rug. No one needs to know about it. Your husband beat you, it's fine. Cover up the bruises. No one needs to know about it. Your uncle molests you, not a big deal. No one needs to know about that. That's family business. Your husband knocks up another woman. It's fine. Raise the kids your own. No one will know the difference. It's how they did it in my family. It was very much about appearance, and I come from I don't want to say a well-to-do family, because that's not the case. They're working class, but business owners and conservative Republicans. I've talked about that before. I'm a little bit of the black sheep of the family. I love my family, don't get me wrong. I do. I would be devastated if anything ever happened to any of them, but especially since I came out back in 2009. We're not exceptionally close. And that's fine. The point of that is that I've never been around somebody who just deals with their emotions and deals with the situations at hand at any point in time in my life. Jazz does a lot. A little bit to the point where it's overwhelming for me, because I'm just like, oh, there's so many feelings and there's so many emotions, and like, why are you so emotional? And she's just expressing her emotions, and that's strange for me. Like, it's weird for me. Yeah. It's just, yeah, it just is. So, anyway, hopefully, with lots and lots and lots of probably years of therapy, actually, I'm really hoping to get to a point where I can do that, and that will definitely be my biggest achievement throughout this journey, and really just in life, to be able to feel something and express that feeling, like I said, to the appropriate person, in a direct manner, and in the situation, within the situation, you know? So yeah, that's that. I spoke earlier about my weight loss in the past. I'm actually doing a Size Queen Saturdays show tonight. Yay! With Less of Sarah and Sarah Nerd, Oregon. You little hottie toddies. I am super excited. It's going to be a hell of a good time. And we're going to talk about public weight loss. And it should be fun. I'm excited about it. They're both really awesome. I'm really curious to see what they're going to ask. But yeah, well, I was going to get into a little bit of my past weight loss story, but I think I'll wait because I don't know what they're going to ask, and I don't know how much history they're going to ask about. So we'll just leave that, and we'll see how the show goes tonight. Hopefully it's awesome, and you guys are able to watch. It'll probably be between like 6:30 and 7. I think that's Eastern time. That's my time, but I think I'm Eastern time, the same as the East Coast. So it would be like, what time is that for, I don't know, whatever. California is like 3 hours behind us. So if it's 7 o'clock my time, it's going to be like 4 o'clock your guys' time. So check it out. And I think that's it. I feel like I have just rambled profusely. I am so sorry, you guys. Have a good week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Ow.